Alright, so I wasn't expecting to make this video as the game wasn't scheduled to come out until the 10th, but it looks like in the US it came out on the 9th. So here is a quick impression of the game. I was really looking forward to this game and I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. Thought I'd give a quick impression before I catch my flight. So here it is. Alright, so these are the folks that brought us the Surge 1 and 2, which I enjoyed both of those games. Now, this is not a Dark Souls like, unlike the Surge 1 and 2. It is more of an action adventure game, somewhere akin to like the Darksider series, which I absolutely love that series. It's more like that. It can be very difficult at times, but also a lot of fun. Now, right off the bat, I think if you were to look at the opening and the early gameplays of this game, they're gonna draw to the conclusion that it is a Forspoken clone very quickly because you do have a gauntlet that talks to you, and you do communicate with it very often, and it is a very integral part of the game as well. As you will be communicating with it, you're gonna use it to upgrade your armor and your gauntlet and things like that. But also the movement is also very Forspoken like, although it is a lot less complicated, and I actually really enjoy the traversal in this game more than Forspoken. Even though Forspoken is a little bit more advanced, I just found Forspoken a bit too much busy work, whereas this is a lot more enjoyable. Just being able to just skid around the sand at will, it is actually quite enjoyable. Now, it is a much lower budget game, so you will feel it and you will also see it. Now, the funny thing about this game is that early part of the game, it looks really last gen. It looks nothing like the very first reveal trailer from maybe a couple years ago. That looked like it was like a next gen game. But however, once you make it to the desert, and it could just be because of the lighting as well. But once you make it to the desert, it still doesn't look like a next gen game. It looks more like a current gen game, but it looks a lot better. A lot of people are gonna get the wrong impression. I think if they were just to look at this game before you get out to the desert and start to free roam, because this game can actually look really, really detailed and really good as well. All right, so in terms of the ultra wide support, now this game does natively support gameplay and cutscenes, in-engine cutscenes. The opening movie is pre-rendered. There is pillar box and black bars on the top and bottom as well. But once you get past that, you don't really get a lot of pre-rendered cutscenes. I've only encountered maybe two within the first few hours, and they are pillar box. But the game does natively support ultra wide in gameplay, cutscenes, and menus, so that is very good. As for the graphic settings, it is pretty. I wouldn't say go as far as saying bare bone, but it is very few in options, and it does not support DLSS, only FSR 2.0, which is a big bummer. Also, no HDR as well. Now, when it comes to performance, the game does run pretty solid, but oddly, it doesn't feel very smooth. Even though I average about 100 frames per second, it just panning the camera around just feels kind of sluggish, if you know what I mean. If you encounter games like that before, where you have high FPS, but the frame rate doesn't feel smooth. However, it doesn't stutter or hitches or anything like that. It's just not a very smooth experience when you're panning the camera around. Lastly, the combat. Now, it is Deck 13, so if you played any of the Surge game, you know that the combat can feel a little bit clunky, but for some reason, it is still very enjoyable if you stick with it. I think a lot of people won't stick with it because right off the bat, it's very clunky, especially during the dodge. It feels very flat. Doesn't feel there's any weight to it during counter. You don't really feel the weight of the counter moves, and that's unfortunate because I think they have a good game here. It's just that they haven't really improved much in terms of the feel of the combat from the Surge through this game. They have a lot of great ideas in this though, in terms of traversal, the combat mechanics. Is just that the weight of the combat is still very lacking. So hopefully they can improve on that in the next game. But for what it is, I'm really enjoying the game, and I think if you enjoyed Surge 1 and 2, you'll probably give this game a shot. If you never tried any of those games and you were to try this game, I don't think you would stick with it for very long. Alright guys, so that does it for this video. Look forward to Armored Core 6 when that comes out, so that'll be my next video. And until then, take care everyone. I will see you later.